I would prepare see sample type polymers and some related to how to capture or how to solve is a vertical section of soil layers and basal layers presence in the soil. A file is called soil organisms. Soil profile is an historic records of all the soil forming factors and processes which gives the snapshot of the soil development forms a unit of study in hydrological investigations and is an important forest organization. So, before starting soil profile, we talk we talk about hydrology and hydrology is study of soil classification, hydrology, um, genesis, mapping, survey. That is called the soil hydrology. And the hydrology concept include the land and soil pattern. Pattern means the term pattern has been proposed as on a basic soil entity. It is a part of the continuum maintained over land or surface. The smallest volume that can be classified as phosphide. It is a very similar to cervical, but is there three-dimensional. What is three-dimensional? The shape of the pattern is roughly hexagonal. Its areas range of 1 to 10 meter square, depending upon a soil variability. So, soil individual or a polypadon. Soil individual is a collection of this similar types of padon bonded on the all sides by a not soil materials or a padons of unlike characteristics. The minimum areas of polypadon is more than 1 kilometer per inward 1 kilometer and the unsatisfied maximum area. So now degenerations of the horizon affected by the pathogenesis and layers not affected by a pathogenesis. A soil rule includes the six soil rules includes serving as foundations, emitting and absorbing gases, providing habits, interacting with the water, recycling nutrients, and supporting human activity. Uh, Soil horizons are of two types: genetic horizons and diagnostic horizons. Um, Discussion in this slides is restricted to the genetic horizon or the designations of the genetic horizon OAE, etc. Only explains on the qualitative judgment uh, about the change that have taken is in the soil material. So diagnostic horizon, it means some molecule, empiric and object, etc. Are the quantitatively defined features that are used to differentiate between the different categories of a soil lexicon. Genetic horizon can be broadly classified into three categories: master horizon, transitional and combination horizon, and sub-bounded distinction with the master horizon. Repeatedly, the genetic horizon can be broadly classified into three categories: master horizon, transitional and combination horizon, and subordinate 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 distinction within the master horizon. First one are master horizon. Master horizon, the capital letters are used O A O A E B C R. Letter on a soil surface down and a G L and horizon of it when O uniform are A clear geometric without a complete at any depth below the surface. It is buried at a horizon formed below soil, or it may be uh, any depth below the surface if it buried a horizon formed by elevation of organic materials into a mineral subsoil is not a horizon or it is a horizon that have found in this land a considerable amount of water. A horizon, mineral horizon, that has formed at the surface or below an O-horizon. This is horizon shows the accumulation of humidified organic matter closely mixed with the mineral fixation or properties resulting from a cultivation and washing and the similarly kinds of the distributions percent Ammonia and alluvial deposit are not considered to be a ehorizon unless already. E-horizon, mineral horizon, in which the main feature is the loss of uh, silicate clay, iron, and aluminium. Some combination of this leaving behind the concentration of sand and silt particles. And the E-horizon is the most commonly differentiated from an underlying B-horizon by a color of high value uh, or a lower chroma. Both by a coarser texture or a combination of these properties. This horizon is lighter in a color and has less organic matter. Then E-horizon is a horizon also called E-horizon is a equation horizon. The horizon that has formed below an APO horizon. This shows pattern or under of the soil characteristics like accumulation of the clay, humus, iron, and the carbons. Gypsum is strong. rejoining all the trauma. Models and the alterations associated with the formation of the granule block-link prismatic structure. This horizon can be generally considered as a layer of the accumulation or the deviation horizon. Sea horizon or a layer. Sea horizon is ideally represented the current table form, which the soil above the ground. Since many soil are transported by the water and ice, the soil may not have a parental legacy. With the horizons above, our layer, our layer strongly cemented to Indurates bedrocks such as granite, basalt, and quartz, limestone, and sandstone. L horizon or layer, it is includes both organic and mineral limit materials that are deposited in the rock by a precipitation or through the action of the algae or atoms. Roots crop genesis are of the sedimentary bed. Batons are or a more. These layers are found on the surface. And root limiting subsoil layers consisting of nearly continuous horizontally oriented human manufacturing materials. Example of the material taken and the geotextile liner, rubber and the plastic. W layer, this symbol indicates a water layer within or within the soil. A water layer is designated for the environment with the region is a permanently frozen. The W in the lab designation is not used for the waterized or a smoky water source. Second one is the additional and the combination reason. Reason dominated by the properties of one master reason, but having the subordinate properties of another. A, B, B, and it is called the transitional comparison or a master reason. As a characteristics of the both, the horizon is more like for the horizon and the horizon. Combination horizon is a composed of the two distinct that have the recognizable properties of the kinds of master horizon. A, B, B, and B, C, etc. First symbol indicates horizon with the better following the another. Subordinate distinguished between master horizon and the lowercase letter are used as a suffix to designate specific lines of the master horizon lines. The term accumulation is used is many of the definition of such horizon indicate that the horizon must contain more activity, but this question than is represent to have been present in present period. Such symbols and their meaning like A means I composition or in materials B means genetic process, C means creations or generations, D means distinctions. Females are intermediate and the intermediate position. F is a person or F double F means a guy. The most the G means a strongly drinking, H means a emotional sex website. I means a slightly and position of genocides and double G means evidence of the prior tolerance, K means emotional arguments, I means communication, and inclinations, N means accumulation of serving, P means a village of many students, and Q means accumulation of R means welcome. All the soft networks, S means individual accumulation of the subsets and the organ matter. S means appearance of the Cygnus sites and the two hills of which the statements correspond characteristics by its activation of Jackson with German activation of the second this but one more distance between master producer and players whereas Swanson based 2014 is on soil taxonomy. Soil farming factors of additional factors as well as a product of the combination of the emissions of the soil farming factors and the soil farming process. Soil farming factors include the properties of the soil for direct variations within that the realistic which are expressed from the stimulation to form the soil. So Dr. Chile 1889 was the first to show that our bonds quantified the pattern on the Yellowstone and the surface that would develop the distinct horizons under the intense current material found and organs, which he put as a as study at the transparent transparent organs. That letter on the gem in the 1941 added two more factors to the analyze. Start in his study contact all the five common factors at the seems to at on the point of the surface. It means climate biosphere relief of the materials. These are further classified into two groups, active and disease or forming factors given by G.T. Joseph 1949. It may be represented like S is equal to F to CA bias and I bias and I. These are bias contributing factor to the that all the pressure and the soil active capacity changing on the cause of physical contributing in the initial stage of the example of the climate on bias. Issue additional factor provide us with funding condition on mass or routine skeleton, which serve as a base on the which active soil forming factors for the development of soil is different course of time. Example of parent material or time. A brief, uh, a brief description of the effect of the soil forming factors on the soil characteristics as under the soil forming factors and their description based on climate, precipitation, and the temperature. Description perhaps the most influential factor in the soil development, and the soil formation is provides like water and pH. How is the composition and molecular form of percolation water acts as conveyor belt to carry solid material over that this material are deposited at the various factors according to the soil. Indirectly, it extracts the control weather flora and value supply energy in the form of and called rainfall is a more significant climatic element of the nature of the soil and very climate formation of the planet. Cold or humid climate formation of follows also warm and humid climate formation are very laterite and laterite soil. Temperature is a second important factor of the climate. It is influence of chemical reactions involved in the soil formation. According to Von Hall, with every 10 degrees centigrade rise in the temperature, the speed of chemical reactions increases by the factor of 2 or 3. Their process applies to working minerals which release soluble components and thus helping soil development. For example, warm and humid climate of tropic region, weathering rocks form of features 30 to 40 meters. Cold temperature region weathering of rocks from a few centimeters 1 meter. Cold and humid is a rate of organic matter decay very slow. An arid region low content of organic matter in nitrogen and phosphate is organic soil. Biosphere and flora and fauna. Vegetation is an active factor of soil formation which constitutes certain components of the soil. Organic matter it is the source of the food for the soil or organisms and it is one of the most important indicators of the soil. The composition of organic matter is organic acid which help in the breakdown of the molecule present in the present of resulting in the release of the essential content. It also improves the soil properties by way of the cooling water and decomposing gas. Colloidal properties of the soil are anti-using tendency of the crust formation and soil erosion by a way and water. Microorganisms such as rodents, moles, snails, earthworms, termites, millipedes, centipedes, etc. owing to their burrowing habits causes needs along the soil materials. While doing so, they live repeated the differentiation of the soil erosion and conservative in the process of the soil. Microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, microbes, protozoa, and nematodes habits in a large number of soil and play an important role in the decomposition of soil. Indirectly, it's also help the decomposition level for production of organic acid. Rapid decomposition of soil materials depends on organic habits and the movement of the decomposition of these chemicals in the different layers within the development of the soil. Review what topography will define denoted denoted the computations of the landscape is indicated of the definition which topography expresses. Simulations of moon surface on the Earth and solve matter and clean walls in the form of suspension with flowing water from the upland and get deposited in the lowland. Thus, affecting the soil formation generally lowland soil are darker in color, high pH and EC, clay and organic matter content. Soil formation is very poor on a steep slope due to erosion. Gently sloping flat land and ideal on a soil due to higher rate of the population and the leaching of the soil constituents on a flat land. Horizon differentiation on rapid and the depth of the soil is more or compared to the upland and lowland vegetation. In lowland dispersions water is available but population is a very poor to deposition after and organic particles temperature laws and the soil force. The soil development is a very the term Katrina was introduced by a Jane Milton in 1935 for the sequence of the topographically related soil which have a comparable parent particular climate and the age of so different so characteristics because of the variation in the parent material generally in a 1941 became material. As the initial stage of a soil system, the uh, time zero of soil formation, or it may be defined as the loosest unconsolidated mass of mineral matter formed upon the weathering of the rocks, which serves as the raw materials of soil formation. Parent material may be classified as the basis of agent of depositions and alluvium by water and Luxurian by a lake, marine by a ocean, and diurnal or losses and tellurian by a wind. Colpovium by a gravity action and the tell and Moran by a ice. The role of the parent materials in the soil formation is a perceived as a different kinds of the parent material may produce a similar soil when active factors, climate and the biosphere in the air remain the same. However, in the initial stage of the soil um, formation, the soil properties the governed by the nature of the parent material, but with the time of the influence of the parent materials.
on the properties of gradually dimensions. The parent material determines the soil properties such as the texture, structure, water holding capacity, and the clay content. It may affect the downward momentum of water, which is important to the soil profile development. The soil the soil calcimorphic or hydromorphic, where the compositions of parent materials resist the effect of the climate and the vegetations are called as the endo, endodynamorphic. The existence of this soil is a temporary until the climate decomposition because active under the influence the climate and vegetation. The endodynamorphic soil, pedozole and laterite, develop the normal profile under the influence of active soil forming factors, climate and biosphere. Time soil formation is a natural process which requires the thousands of the year to develop to mature pattern. The periods of the time are developed by the nature from the stage of a parent material to the stage of the formation of the mature soil ABC and horizons is considered as the pathogenic time. The rate of soil development aging varies among the soil. The warm, humid climate, flat to gently slopy topography, sandy parent material are favorable for a soil formation, whereas cold and arid climate, clay parent materials, steep slope and flood plains and active of borrowing animals rated the pace of the soil profile development. Soil forming process, pathogenic process, most geological process, liftment, and the mountains, Iceland operate very slowly in nature, but the pathogenic process, although slow in terms of human life, but the process at the faster rate than the geological process to convert the parent material into a mature soil showing a distinct horizon ABC. The pathogenic process are the extremely complex and dynamic involving many chemical and biological reactions and different process or combination of a process operate under the influence of soil forming factor. The basic process involved in the operation of soil forming process are the addition or gain of water, mineral and organic matter in the soil. Losses of the above materials from the soil, transformation of minerals and organic materials within the soil, transfer or translocation of energy and the matter, mineral and organic. All this promote horizon differentiation by the way of a transformation of a soil materials, mineral and organic matters resulting in the release of a soluble salt and carbonate, oxide, silica, clay, minerals and the organic acid and their subsequent translocation and the percolating water and its deposition of at a various depth. Classification of the pathogenic process. Classification of the pathogenic process. So, pathogenic process are the simply or recognition and the rearrangement of the mineral and organic matter constituents in the different layers under the influence of the various pathogenic factors. This can be broadly classified into two groups. First is a fundamental pathogenic process. Second one is a specific pathogenic process. Fundamental pathogenic process. These processes are found in all soil and operate as stimulously. Humification. It is the process of a transformation of a raw organic matter into a humus. When raw organic matters are added in a soil, their decomposition by various organic process organisms produce a simple organic acid. Further, the bacteria polymerization of this organic acid produce a dark brown colloidal substance resistant to microbial attack called a humus. The whole process may take about a decade to complete. Elevation, elevation, yeah, immigration. Process of a removal, washout of a soil constituents in a suspension or the solution by percolating water from the upper to lower layer, resulting texture differentiate which lead to a horizon differentiation or a development of soil. Order of a mobility of an inorganic soil constituents expressed relative to a chloride taken as 10 ratio 100 ratio 1 sulfur dioxide and 15 ratio 1 15.1 calcium, sodium, magnesium, potassium, silicon oxide, ferrous oxide, and aluminum. Elevation is a immigration. Immigration means the process of deposition of a simpler soil constituents removal from a upper layer to the lower layer. Zone of accumulation is termed elevation. The horizon formed by the process is termed the elevation horizon. It's a B horizon, especially BT. Hello everyone, this is Priyanshu Choubey, Assistant Professor of Zoology and Bihar University. Today we will going to talk about a soil structure. Soil, what is a soil structure and uh, soil aggregates. So let's see what is a soil structure. Soil structure, it is a particular importance in the absorption of the water and the circulation of air. A desirable structure should have a higher proportion of medium size aggregates and an prescribable number of an appreciable number of the large pores through which water and air can move. Structure of both the B horizon and the A horizon is a very crucial to a proper drainage in infiltration and productivity in soil with a poor structure root penetration in limited, thus the reducing the plant's access to water and nutrients. The structure of the A horizon has received a great deal of attention because of the its relation to seedbed preparation, B horizon potential aeration, water infiltration, overall soil health. So let's see soil structure. The primary soil particles do not exist as um, such in a natural condition, but the bonded together into a large units of aggregates, usually termed as secondary particles. These aggregates formed under a natural condition are called pads. Whereas an irregular shaped coherent mass of soil formed during a tillage operation is called a clod. Soil structure is defined as the arrangement of a primary and secondary soil particle in a certain structure pattern. This arrangement result in information of different sized pores. Therefore, a soil structure may also be defined as the arrangement of the various sized soil pores in certain structure pattern. So now is the important of a soil structure. Soil structure influence almost all the plant growth factors like water supply, retention, aeration, availability of a plant, nutrient, heat, root penetration, microbial activity, and etc. Strong aggregations decreases decrease detachability and transportability of soil particles by water and wind and thus reduce the runoff and soil erosion. Solid structure is useful for a classification of soils. It is affected by a tillage, cultivation, and application of fertilizer, manure, lime, gypsum, and irrigation. Classifications of soil structure. Uh, Soil structure is described and classified based on the types of the type as determined by a shape and arrangement. The class as a differentiated by a size, and third one is the grade as a determined by a distinctness and the durability of pads. So types of structure based on shape and arrangement of a pad. Soil structure is classified as a simple and compounds, and simple structure, natural cleavage, planes are absent. Simple structure is of two types: uh, simple granite and massive. In granite structure, particles are completely unattached to each other, as in case of a loose sand and While in a massive structure, particles are the bonded in a large cohesion, non-structured mass in case of a surface crust, plow pane, and the clay pan. In compound structure, natural cleavage planes are visible with a naked eyes. This shape are individual paired and described according to relative length and vertical and horizontal axis by a shape and their edges. Compound structure is four types of depending upon a shape and their characteristics like first one, types of compound soil structure and their characteristics. Type one is a blocky all the shape and characteristics of a blocky, all the three dimensional of a pads are of about same size, providing a shape of a block having a flat and rounded face. These pads are further divided into a angular blocky and the subangular blocky. In the former face are flat and the edges and corner are sharp, while in the later and the edges are mainly rounded. The blocky structure usually found in a B horizon and promotes good drainage, aeration, and root penetration. Second one is a prismatic. The pads are analogate more in vertical than in a horizontal direction. Given a column-like shape, vertical cleavage planes are the predominant. When the top of pads are relatively angular and flat, is called a prismatic.